Welcome everyone to Imaginative Visions Anime Realm. I'm back with another anime review. It's been a minute, and these are rare because I don't watch anime as I used to. But this is Star Wars, so you know I had to do it. And today we are going to be talking about the new Star Wars anime that's based off the shorts from Star Wars Visions, which is Star Wars Visions Presents The Ninth Jedi, which is one of my favorite shorts there. So we're going to talk a little bit about the story, the characters, the animation, voice acting, of course. So let's get into it. I'm also going to put this in the watch log playlist since this is technically a TV show series. So let's talk Star Wars Visions, The Ninth Jedi. So without giving anything away, the story continues Kara's journey as she trains under Margrave and searches for her captured father. And along the way, her companions encounter new allies, dangerous enemies, and different interpretations of what it means to become a Jedi. And the series benefits from taking place outside of the main Star Wars continuity. There are no Skywalkers, appearances from familiar characters, or constant references designed to remind us of something we've already watched. And this gives Kara's story more freedom and allows the creators to build their own planets, cultures, factions, and versions of Jedi. And that's just one thing that I love so much about Star Wars Visions. At the same time, I would not call the story particular original. We once again have a former Jedi who retreats into isolation after experiencing failure of loss. We also get another enormous weapon capable of mass destruction that's able to destroy entire planets. There are very familiar story beats that have appeared throughout the franchise, and I wish the series had taken greater advantage of its freedom to deliver something less predictable. And this is something that other critics have also noticed and mentioned as well, that it uses the same, I call it Star Wars cliches or Star Wars tropes. And it's still always this one person that wants to save the Star Wars universe by kind of destroying it with their warped perception of what it means to be a savior. And this is kind of my main gripe with the story, is the fact that we don't really get it's familiar territory. I mean, how many Star Wars interpretations have we seen where this sort of Sith, but probably not a Sith, or someone who has massive warp perception, gathers a lot of power, and is trying to build their own empire, and the Jedi have to overthrow him. So that's my disappointment with the Ninth Jedi, is that it's following the familiar Star Wars tropes. The shorts were great, and I wanted to see more of it. But when I saw this series story, I was just like, oh man, we were doing so well, but you're following the same beats that we've seen from the Empire, from the Clone Wars. Like, we've seen the same Star Wars beats before. And that was probably my most disappointing part of it. But the characters are great. Kara is such a great character. The others are so great as well. But it's the trope of the story that I felt kind of hurt my experience with it, because it's like we've seen this done before. But I will have to admit, the animation and execution is beautiful. Animation and the action, the Ninth Jedi truly separates itself from the most recent Star Wars projects. I mean, it's production IG, folks. It creates a galaxy that feels enormous, colorful, and live, and the environments are just beautifully designed. If you're a fan of the short, you're getting the same thing here with just on a, I would say, a bigger budget, bigger scale. And the lightsabers look wonderful in this animation style. Like, I love Star Wars Visions. It's one of my favorite Star Wars projects, and as an anime head, this just goes hand in hand. The action is some of the best I've seen in the Disney Star Wars era. The lightsaber fights are fast without becoming impossible to follow. Every movement, the weight, the choreography, the animation, the series also understands how to create scale. Its space sequences, the environments. I would say some of the space battles, the CG, it felt a little outdated, and you kind of see where the budget got kind of cut, but it still looks gorgeous. And in terms of voice acting as well, the English voice cast does just a strong job, man. Just everybody involved just brings their A game, and I can't praise it enough. It is such a fun watch. But I will say, it's too familiar, and that's probably my biggest issue with this. So we're gonna go to our remote meter here. Like I said, I'm keeping it very vague so you can enjoy it. So we're gonna go to the remote meter here, and I'm gonna give Star Wars Visions Presents The Ninth Jedi. I'm going to give it a solid season. It's good, it's enjoyable, but it does have some weak spots by following the same Star Wars tropes. Also, I was not a fan of the time jump after a certain episode. I believe it was episode 4. At the episode 4, they do a time jump where all of a sudden the bad guys are just like literally in control and running shit, and you're just like, really? So yeah, that was probably my disappointment. But I'm gonna give it a solid season. And that's going to wrap up my review of Star Wars Visions Presents The Ninth Jedi. Overall, it's a very excellent anime. It's a very good series. However, it does follow the familiar Star Wars tropes, which I had to dial it back and pull the review rating back a little bit because it's not really original when it comes to the story. Because you've seen this, especially if you're a Star Wars fan, you've seen this trope before. You've seen it in Knights of the Old Republic. You've seen it in the old. You've seen it in the New Republic. You've seen it time and time again. But that does not mean that this is not a good addition to the Star Wars property. It's actually one of the best that I've seen in recent memory. So I will definitely give this a recommendation watch. This is Justin from Imaginative Visions. This is the watch log. If you like what we do here, hopefully we're earned your subscription. So please hit the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. And a couple of shameless plugs here. My book, Where Light Remains, is officially out, available on Kindle and paperback, with the Audible audiobook version coming out later this year. So stay tuned for that. And if you like wrestling, if you play wrestling games, check out our original channel dedicated to our universe mode, the UWL. You can head over there. Link is also in the description. And I'll catch you on the next one, folks. Later days.